welcome to Storyboard. This is Shibani Gharat. In a news that shocked all of us over the weekend, Sir Martin Sorrell stepped down as the CEO of WPP. What will WPP do without Sir Martin Sorrell? With more than 400 operating companies globally, WPP has just lost the man holding the empire together. We have had several opportunities to chat and meet up with him on platforms such as the Cannes Lions Festival, the World Economic Forum at Davos, and also many times in India. We get you some of our conversations with the man who was a global industrialist, the network and the advertising leader, and someone who loved India and also CNBC TV 18. Let's take a look.
We're here in Davos with Martin Sorrell. Thank you very much for joining us.
As I was trying to say, tail end Charlie. We're demob happy, Shireen. We're finished.
You're finished?
Nobody believes that we're going to be exhausted at the end of a week in Davos or 3 or 4 days.
But you are.
We are, yes. You are as well, I think. You've had enough? I've had enough.
You've had enough of what, the conversation?
Too much talk, too little action.
Too little action. No, but, you know, the fact that we have Trump in the White House, yes, and the fact that Brexit has happened.
Not yet, I think
well, in a few hours.
In
a few hours from now. You know, these are symptoms. And we're having a conversation about the symptoms. But are we really having a conversation about the cause itself?
Well, I think, you know, if one listens to the analysis that, I mean, I suppose Steve Schwarzman and Scaramucci were the two key proponents of the new Trump regime, if you like, because there were no Trump transition team people here. But if you listen to, for example, what Schwarzman says about the president-elect and going to be president focusing on economic growth and jobs, that probably, and I would agree, I mean, he looks at the Obama administration and sees 1.8% compound growth rate in GDP. That's not enough. I mean, it's infinitesimally small in relation to what India is achieving, for example, and it shows in our numbers and everybody else's numbers. So when you think about that, that will create jobs, employment, and that's the key issue. We all know that if we get economic growth, same thing is true for India, you get more jobs, people are happy. Now, the technological risk or effect is, in fact, people here argue about whether technology creates more jobs than it destroys, and my view is it's a net destroyer of jobs. So that issue, so domestically in the US, maybe Trump is a good thing.
But what is giving investors confidence about the US story? Is it the fact that
tax rates down,
yes, but is it the fact
profits,
that you have Wilbur Ross as Commerce Secretary, you know, you have people who understand business, who have been proponents of free trade and globalization. So, you know, one argument is that the US is not headed into being an isolationist, that it's not necessarily going to be anti-free trade, it's just going to want to do more bilateral deals.
Net, I think Trump is positive, clearly positive for the US domestic economy. The question is, what's going to happen internationally? That is totally unpredictable. We're in the Al Gore...
So he's having a completely different foreign policy discussion here at Davos?
Well, Al Gore made the distinction between risk and uncertainty. Risk being something that you could sort of manage because you knew it. Uncertainty is about black swans. We're in the uncertain area on foreign policy for the US. So you've got this counterbalance. So best way of putting it, your gain on the US swings, I think, in the short term. I think 2 or 3 years' time we'll have an inflationary sort of Keynesian deficit-driven boom in the US. It certainly lasts for 2 or 3 years. And then internationally, it's much more unpredictable. Mexico, I mean, Mexico, well, Russian relationships. I mean, the Russian economy domestically is not doing too badly, right? For foreign firms in Russia, like ourselves and our clients, it's not that easy.
Is the world ready for Twitter diplomacy?
Well, you know, there's the debate here. Some people here believe that, you know, times have changed, that you and I are old farts in the sense that we look at things through traditional eyes, and maybe Twitter diplomacy works. I mean, short attention spans.
140 characters.
142 characters seems to work. So it certainly wins campaigns, but whether that's the reality, some people believe that's a style that will work. Maybe the pace of things is so great. Now, you know, Modi is a wonderful communicator. He's at the top of the tree, along with people like Macri, in terms of turning a country around psychologically.
How are you preparing yourself for a post-Brexit era?
Well, for us, it's difficult because 4 of our top 10 markets, Germany is number 4, France is number 6, Italy is number 9, Spain is number 10. So I have no choice. We have 4 of our top 10 markets are in those countries. They're key EU markets, and EU itself is an important market for us, if you like. So we've paradoxically, or counter to what you might think, we've actually increased our activity in EU. I mean, it's the reverse effect. At the same time, because of these bilateral opportunities that the UK will have post-Brexit, you know, if we are going to become a new Singapore, low tax rates, you know, a competitive environment.
It is time for us to slip into a short break. On the other side of this break, we get you some more conversations that we had with Sir Martin Sorrell.